All right, all right, all right. Hello, hello, everyone around the world of iBoomerang. Welcome to the iBoomerang basic training call. And I get a chance to do this one for you today here. Again, for those of you all who are brand new, and we have so many people that are joining business with us for the very first time and seeing me. I'm what you consider the global master ambassador of the company, meaning that I'm the head distributor of the company. And just service to many people is what that simply means. I have to do a little bit more work than most, but it's all worth it for the incredible team of people that we have and the leadership that we have in our incredible company of iBoomerang. And there's some really, really, truly no hype, great things are actually happening for us, literally all over the world as it is today. And so we have been going through a series of what we call Boom TV. And Boom TV has been put together so that we can have a position where all of our distributors and entrepreneurs and people who are looking for an opportunity, they can actually come to the various conference calls or video chats that we've been having to actually showcase the talent of our company and to showcase the incredible opportunity that we have in our hands. And so you want to make sure you stay tuned because this is going to continue with what we're doing right now on Boom TV. And always stay plugged in to the updated schedule right there on iBoomerang. On iBoomHub.com. On iBoomHub.com. You can make sure you stay plugged in to the schedule. And so hello again. I'll tell you right now, while all of y'all have a chance before I dig into the actual training, today, make sure you send this out to as many of your people so they can get it live and in person today from I'm gonna say from someone who's done it. I've worked this system for over 15 years, I would say, in terms of what we do with what I'm going to teach today, and it has proven to be very effective in our way of building. And so I want to make sure you get every bit of what I have been able to receive from our CEO and founder, Mr. Holton Buggs, who's one of the best in the business when it comes down to business, but in particular to this industry of direct sales and network marketing. You can't find anyone better. You know, there's the Michael Jordan for basketball, and there's what they say Wayne Gretzky of hockey, but we have the Holton Buggs of the direct sales industry. So we have the number one, I would say the best of the best, and many people have been duplicating what he has done in his career over the past 30 years there are about 30 years that he's been in this industry. And 20 of those I've been able to serve right there, 20 plus I've been able to serve right alongside of them. And what a treat it has been. And so we are in a very fortunate position to be able to receive this information. And now you have it where the information, it really gets good when you have duplication taking place. See, duplication is going to be the key to your success. Just like they say, the repetition is the mother of all skills. You know, the more you do this, the better you get at it. You know, there's no practice. You don't go and practice this by yourself and all that stuff. No, you get out there in the trenches and you simply put these principles that we're going to give you into play. And I'm going to tell you, you will be able to get the results. It has happened time and time again. I've built an organization in the hundreds of thousands of people from what I'm going to teach you here, show you today. And my goal is for you all to get the information, whereas you now can, what I normally say, teach the teachers to teach the teachers to teach the teachers, because you want to have that type of duplication taking place with what we're doing. And so as I get into the training, the things that I want to cover on this basic training, which is going to be talking about the 2020 plan. It is the foundation of your business. The 2020 plan is the foundation of your business. And you can't build anything of a massive structure without having the right foundation. And so it is imperative that you get this information so that I can show you how the structure is the key. You don't chase the income, you chase the proper structure And when you get the proper structure, then there's unlimited income potential that you have, that you can actually build or grow into if you're willing to follow chasing structure more than chasing the dollar. Because the dollars will come, the money will come in abundance when you do it the right way, but you have to have the right foundation. See, I liken this to a skyscraper, if you will. When it's a difference in building my home, and I have a decent sized home here, but it's not the type of foundation that you would need to build a skyscraper. And so, as you know, if you ever seen and had a chance to go online and take a look at the building of skyscrapers, they don't just get on the even ground and pour a slab of concrete and start building. They actually have to go deep in the ground, sometimes multiple stories. They dig out the ground, multiple stories deep in the ground, and put all of the necessary support deep down in the ground first. And they build themselves back up to the even platform of the street level. And then they begin to build the building. Because that type of structure, you have to have it deeply rooted in order for you to have a big, growing, tall skyscraper. See, my house, they didn't have to dig as deep. It's a slab, but they didn't have to go multiple stories. They had to dig out the ground a bit and put this foundation there. But now, because of the size of my house, it didn't require as much. So my point to you is this: it depends on how big you're looking to build a business that would determine how much of a foundation you need to have. But that foundation is going to start with what we call the 2020 plan. And so if you're ready, say I'm ready. Let's put that in the chat. And I want to tell you right now, get your pens out. We're going to archive this for you. I'm going to go through this training, so you will always be able to refer to this in complete duplication. Because now that this is archived, not only will you have this with your notes that you're going to be taking, and you'll be able to eventually teach this as you go and do this, but you will be able to refer this back to your team so that they can see exactly what I'm saying, because we want to teach what's exact here in our business. And so let's dive into a little bit of the basic training series here that we have today, which I'm excited about sharing. This is one of my favorite. It has truly proven to be a major part to what we've done. As a matter of fact, I can tell you, since we have started the company of iBoomerang, I have done the 2020 plan at least 3 times. I've done the 2020 plan at least 3 times. I did it on purpose because when I had a chance to do this before, I saw it, I knew it, I knew the things that we had to do, but I didn't do it in the same period of time because it was kind of foreign to me, it was new to me, and I was just going through the process of learning and growing many this for the very first time. And it was one of the toughest things that I had to do, and to get 20 on the left and 20 on the right and following within that period of time. But the thing that I did was I went through that process, and eventually, of course, it paid off tremendously for me. But I said, if I ever had a chance to do it again, we always say we would think bigger and take more massive action. Well, this is one of the times that I had a chance to take more massive action, and I wanted to do it in a shorter period of time, collapse time frames, if you will, and grow a solid organization. And that's why I did it multiple times, because I knew the type of income that I was looking to accomplish myself, but I knew the type of income that I want to set the foundation and set the leadership role, so that people can see what needs to be done in order for them to achieve the type of success that they have. Now, the thing I can tell you about this in this basic training that we have just like in anything we do, we can't guarantee any income whatsoever. But I can tell you here in our company, although we don't know your work ethic or what you're willing to do or not willing to do or whatever, the comp plan in our system works the same for anyone who's working it. If you're willing to do the work, this comp plan will pay you in direct proportion to the work and work ethic that you put out, and following the system and the amount of volume that you put into the system is what will determine your outcome here. And so I want to make sure we upfront with people, because a lot of people oversell opportunities and they give people, a wishful thinking. And I like to be upfront with people here. Hey, I did the work. I followed the system. I was willing to learn and become the person I needed to be. And any one of you who are hearing the sound of my voice, you have the same opportunity to do that within our company and be just as successful as anyone here. And even more successful if you choose to. So I don't want you to be as successful as me as I am, or Mr. Bugs, or any of your top leaders here. I want you to be better than us. This system here has no pecking order. And that's what I like about what's going on. If you're willing to do the 2020 plan the proper way and you do it 10 times, guess what? That's you. And you have done something now to set yourself above the rest. I never wanted to do what the averages did. I always wanted to be above average. I always played the game to win. I always played the game to win. And so hopefully you are getting involved to play this game to win. And again, it can start with the foundation of putting what I call the 2020 plan in place. So what do I mean by that? We have a structure in our company, which is one of the first phases that we do in terms of the compensation plan, where we have a binary system, a two-team system. We actually have the best of both worlds in our company. We have what you call a binary on the front end, where you actually place your people in the binary, left, right. You can put as many people on your left, personal people on your left if you choose to, and they can duplicate the same process. You can put as many personal people on your right, and they can personally duplicate that process by enrolling others. But we also have on the back end, where the residuals are paid, is what we call our uni level. Okay, our uni level. That's where you're going to see all of the residual income, and that's where you're going to see where the calculations for your qualifications are going to take place. And you're going to hear more about our compensation plan, because I know you have a treat coming up. Mr. Holton Buzz is going to be doing that segment very soon for you, and that's going to be one for you to watch to see the compensation plan. But I'm going to get you structured, so when he does do the training for you, you would know how to maximize the compensation plan, because you're now going to chase the structure in order for you to earn the income that's going to be available for you there. So here's the thing that I tell you here. When you're doing the plan here, it's very simple. Set your business up for long-term success, okay? We're not here just for some quick money. This is not, a lot of people say, I get the question, I've gotten this question, is this a get-rich-quick scheme, type of thing. No, it's not a get-rich-quick, and it's definitely not a scheme. We don't participate in anything like that. But I can tell you right now, I got tired of getting rich slow. And so I wanted to find a way for me to speed up the process of creating wealth for me and my family. See, the time of going through, 30, 40, 50 years to retire on a pension that's not even there anymore, I didn't want to have to go through that process in order for me to create wealth. Because today, wealth has changed in terms of creating wealth in our today's time has changed now. There are more people becoming wealthier in a shorter period of time from following the right people and the right information. And so now we want to make sure that we set you up the right way, but we want to set it up for the long term here. So we're talking about building the proper foundation so that you can grow a diamond organization, which diamond is one of the pinnacle points in our company. Diamond is one of the pinnacle points in our company. It's one of the most prestigious ranks that one could qualify for in our company. And you're doing over $200,000 of group sales, and And we have this pact amongst each other, and you hear about all those great stories. But whatever you do, I strongly urge you to become an eye boomerang diamond. It is incredible what you would be able to accomplish for you and your family to be able to have that long-term residual income and have the camaraderie of the sisterhood and brotherhood of the diamonds that we have around the globe in our company. So the goal is to create a basis of duplication. Okay, you want to have something. Remember that I said it's totally duplicatable. That's how you go out and build a big business here in this industry, in this company. It needs to be something that's totally duplicatable. And I know doing what I'm going to show you right now is duplicatable. But as you see me go through the breakdown of this 2020 plan, you see how we'll be able to create other ranks as we're going through the process of building your rank. But it's all a systematic approach as to how we do this. So this is a plan that I've told you for over a decade or so. We have proven that this plan definitely works. And I want to make sure that all you have to do is follow the steps to build the foundation and put the numbers of the law of averages to work for you. That's what we need to do. We put the numbers of the law of averages to work for you here. So the first part of the 2020 plan, okay, the first part of the 2020 plan is very simple. Once you enroll into the system, you're going to have a position. Remember I said it's a dual team system. It's a binary. You're going to hear these terms as you go through the system. But dual team and binary, bi means two, dual means two. It's a two-team system, of course. I want to make sure I'm clear for all of the new people. Some of y'all may have heard this before, but I'm just making sure I'm being abundantly clear as I go over the information. But what happens now is this. When you first enroll, when you enroll your first people, I want to make sure that you get with your coach or get with the person who's mentoring you or working with you. You should always have a coach before you go out and do this. Put a set plan in place so that you all have a thorough understanding of what it is that you're going to do and how you're going to structure your business. And so I make sure that when I'm working with a new person, we put some things in place and I say, hey, before you put your first people in, let's talk about where to put them in and why. Because certain people need to go in certain places. It's not necessarily a cookie cutter way, but once you get the rhythm of your group down, see, I look at the rhythm and the heartbeat of my group. What's needed here? What's needed there? And that way I can get the right structure and foundation. That's why I say it's so important that you always counsel with your plugged in upline. You always should write this down. I am going to always counsel with my plugged in upline. Someone who's plugged in, someone who's following the system, the proven system, and that's getting results. Now, the thing I can tell you is that anyone can go out and build the business in the way that they choose to. You can build it in the way that he or she chooses to do it. We can't stop you. This is an independent business owner business. But why go out there and try to be an innovator when duplication works? That's why I keep telling people, innovation is great, but duplication is much more simpler. And that's what we want to show you how to do within our system. And so what happens now? You begin to sponsor your people. And what I like to do is I like to sponsor in what I call batches. I'm going to be a responsible sponsor. I just don't throw a bunch of mud against the wall, see what sticks, but I'm going to be a responsible sponsor. You're going to hear me say that over and over again over the years that we're going to work together. You have to be responsible because sometimes we put people in and we just think they're going to run on their own and we leave them by themselves. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a waste of good in many cases, because if you can't help that person, at least get them to someone in your upline. And that way we can actually grow the business. So what happens now? In your first 30 to 60 days, and this is going to be an 18-month plan. I mean, I'm sorry, a 90-day plan. You should be committed for 18 months, but you work your business 90 days at a time, okay? You should be committed for 18 months, but you work your business 90 days at a time, with set a plan, work your business for 90 days, reassess, make your adjustment. And the 2020 plan is actually for a 6-month period of time or less. It's designed for 6 months or less, okay? The quicker you do it and being responsible, the more momentum you're going to create. So I'm making sure that I put enough action, have enough momentum. I'm launching the business. I'm getting things going. And we've had some great trainers that came on. I know Luis Ventura did the launch, and Super E, Emmanuel Bernstein did the invitation. And on all the series that we have, you're going to listen to different people. Mr. Sam Bean did his training as well. And all the different things that we have, you're going to go and look at, and it all coincides together to help you set up that structure. So in that first 60 days, your goal in 60 days or less is to personally enroll 12 people, minimum 12 people. Now, some people like me, I did it in the first day. You may not be that quick, but as long as you get it done within a specific time frame to create the momentum, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the results, because now your people are going to begin to duplicate that process. So we're going to lay out the foundation. What happens when you sponsor 12? Okay. What I know about 12, out of the 12 that you personally enroll, 3 to 4 will quit. Out of the 12 that you personally enroll, 3 to 4 will quit. That is just part of the game. I want you all to understand, many people quit everything. That's just what they do. They quit. And you don't chase the quitters. You let them do what they're good at and move on about their business. But out of the 12, 3 to 4 would do what you call incubate. They're going to incubate. That means that they're going to hang around. They may utilize the product. They may attend the trainings. They may enjoy the services, the camaraderie. They may enjoy the personal development, because you know we have an excellent personal development system. And you love those people where they are. You don't rush them into anything. You don't do anything. It's okay. Every now and then they may sponsor somebody, and it's okay. But for me to come clear with you, I was an incubator. I was an incubator. I was the one that in the beginning I didn't do all the things that was necessary. I was the slow one coming out the gate. But if my sponsor wasn't patient enough and wasn't wise enough, my sponsor would have skipped over me, and I wouldn't be the person I am today. So I'm here to tell you, not to make up anything here. This is actually the truth. I didn't come out racing and running and building it big. Everybody used to pass me. I'm giving you some hope. But I was willing to go through the process to change myself and to learn the system outside of the business success that I had prior to me getting started in this industry. See, it was all new for me. So I am telling you now, you don't invest a whole lot of time with incubators, but you at least have a place for them. There is a place in our system for the incubators to get in the slow lane on the road to success. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a story about a tortoise and the rabbit, the tortoise and the rabbit. And they were talking about the race between the tortoise and the rabbit. And the rabbit was running. They were going in. For instance, how in the world can the tortoise or the turtle and the rabbit, how can they compete? Well, the rabbit would run and run and run and run and take breaks. But the tortoise kept creeping along, creeping along, creeping along, creeping along, slow but steady, creeping along. But the rabbit just knew that, hey, I could go and worry about no tortoise. Took a nap on the way to his journey to win the race. Because he had no respect for the tortoise. Matter of fact, he just knew I can win, so I can take my time. I get there when I wanted to. But what happened was the rabbit got caught sleeping. overslept, didn't pay attention. In other words, stop growing, stop listening to the coach because they got everything. I already know how to do it. I've had some success. I've done these things before. And just disobeyed, if you will, or didn't take heed to some of the counsel that was there. But the tortoise kept working. And eventually the tortoise won the race. You don't have to be the fastest one to do it. You just have to be the one consistent enough to stay in the game in order to make this happen. So I'll be the tortoise today. I will be the tortoise. I will be the turtle, however you want to call it, as long as I can win the game and be in the position I am today. Because I've seen hares, if they call them hares or rabbits, depending on where you're from, I've seen them run right on out the door and they're never to be found. So you choose, I'm not saying move slow, okay? It is better to move fast than to move slow. But the thing about it is, it's more about consistency and commitment to go through the process. So whatever your speed is, it's okay. And I want you to do this, whether you do this in the first, week, 30 days, or you do it within the first total of 60 days, put your first 12 in. 3 to 4 will quit, 3 to 4 will incubate, and 3 to 4 will work the business out of the 12 people that you're looking to put in within that given period of time. We know the averages. This is something that we have worked on for years, and we pay attention to the numbers. We have paid attention to the numbers. You take those 3 to 4 people, you begin to work their business, you put game plans in place for them, you begin to launch their businesses like we talked about. You help them with their invite, you help them make their list, you help them find their why, you work with their mindset, you get them on the right track, and you're going to have 3 to 4 people that's most likely who's ready to run with you. Now the duplication takes place. See, a lot of people think they are losing when they're actually winning. What do I mean by that? Well, you probably would say, well, I sponsored 12, but you said about 8 will quit? Yeah, about 8 will quit. Or they're going to incubate. It depends on who they are. But the 3 to 4 will help you carry the load. It's just like the law of averages. They said 80% of the work would be done by 20% of the people. Now, you can go try to be the hero and try to change that average, but that's the way life works. I'm not going to try to rearrange it and beat the odds. I just know the numbers. As long as I know the numbers and as long as I know the rules, I can play the game. And so I'm just giving you the averages of what you're looking at in order to go out and build a business. Now, what does this do now, these 3 to 4? In many cases, what we have found, and I want to be very clear, this is from setting up the proper foundation in your organization, setting up the proper foundation with the right amount of volume. What we have found on average here, again, no guarantees of income, but on the average, what we've seen for this would take you to the level of what we call Sapphire Executive. Our Sapphires, if you look up in the rankings that we have, would do about $15,000 a month in volume, group sales, total group sales. And they can earn a pretty significant income. You can see the different type of limits that you can earn or whatever that you can earn there. But on average, you're probably going to see a qualified Sapphire with the right proportion of leg balance that takes place. They're going to earn anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 per month for a fully qualified Sapphire. It could be less, but in many cases, I've seen it be more. But this is on average here is what I have seen from a fully qualified Sapphire with the right balance of business following the system that we have. So that's what we have for the first part. So if a person looking to go Sapphire, this is the first thing that I show them. Let's go on and put you 12 to 15 people in is what I tell them. Let's do it in the first 30, 45 days or so, no more than 60 days. Let me show you how to take it and duplicate these people, put them a plan in place, and now we're going to grow an organization. And so we can help you knock out Sapphire. Okay? Some people do it in a shorter period of time. So that's the first part of what we have as part of setting up your foundation. Here's the next piece. I want you to go out and duplicate that process again. Okay? We're going to duplicate that process. Again, I said it's all about duplication. It's all about duplication. So what are we going to do now? We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to ask you, on top of the foundation, on top of that piece of foundation that you put of the first batch of 12, I want you to duplicate it one more time and do 12 again. Personally enroll 6 on the left, 6 on the right. You put 6 on the left at first, 6 on the right. You're going to do it again. 6 persons on the left, 6 persons on the right. You're going to have a total of 24 personally sponsored people minimum that you're going to have in business. Okay? The same law of average numbers, the same averages are going to take place. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, if you had 12 and 3 to 4 quit, 3 to 4 incubate, 3 to 4 work, you're going to do 12 again, you're going to find 3 to 4 workers again. Okay? You're going to find 3 to 4 workers again. That means now on top of the 3 to 4 that you personally enroll that are working, you will most likely have 3 to 4 more. So that means you have anywhere from 6 to 8 people that you have personally enrolled who are working. That's not including any of the duplication. We're only talking about your personal sponsored people. You got to remember, your team is now beginning to grow. So they're going to, because those 6 to 8 people who are working, they're beginning to put their own plans together. You're now working with them, helping them duplicate the process, and now you have a group that's beginning to grow. Well, what happens with this set of 24? It's very simple. When I look at what has taken place over the history of building this organization and duplicating with people throughout the organization who are following the system, who are counseling with the team, who are paying attention to what's going on, what I've found is these people who do this process, they find themselves at a rank in between Ruby to Emerald. Ruby, it's about $40,000 in group sales. Emerald, it's about $80,000 in group sales. You now have a $500,000 to $1 million a year business that's taking place. And what we have found there is that in between Ruby to Emerald, and I'm going to say rubies, the rubies on average, what I have seen, they can qualify with a fully qualified ruby, no guarantees of income, but on average, I've seen them earn in between $4,000 to about $8,000 for a fully qualified ruby. Okay, no guarantee, it could be less. In many cases, it can be more. But again, it depends on your structure and the balance of business that you put in your legs here, in your personally enrolled legs of business. Okay, and this leg simply means the duplication of people that you have from one level to the next. That's considered a leg of business. Okay. Emeralds, what we have found, again, no guarantees of income, but on the average, what we've seen here is in between $8,000 to as much as $15,000 for a fully qualified emerald who's qualifying month after month based on the volume qualification with the right balance. This is on average. I've seen them do less. I have seen them do a lot more. But I want to give you some type of gauge of what you can look at, and you get the counsel and you follow the plan. In order for you to make the type of income that you're looking to do, we can put a structure in place, and now it's time for us to go and execute that structure. And this plan will set you up to go from sapphire to ruby to potentially emerald based on what I'm showing you here today. That's putting the right structure and foundation in place. Okay? Now, last but not least, is putting the topping on your 2020. Okay, putting the topping on to smooth it out, to make it settle for you, if you will. I want you to go out now in the final 60 days. Okay, you had one set of 60 days. That was to knock out the first 12. You had another set of 60 days or less to knock out the second 12. But then you have a 60-day period where I want you to go out and go all out and lay the finishing touches on your foundation by personally enrolling 8 on your left, 8 on your right, in addition to the 24. If you see you have 6, 6, and 8, 6, 6, and 8, that's 20 on the left, 20 on the right. You have a total of 20 that you put in, but here's what you should expect to happen for you. Okay, here's what you should expect to happen for you. And I hope this breakdown really give you the essence of what's going on. I wanted to take my time, and I'm treating each one of you all as if you're brand new. I don't care if you're blue diamond, crown, triple flip, whatever it is, or a brand new person who's just signed up today. I want to break it down, and we should always be in a position where we should be most likely brand new, or what I call acting brand new, because that's where the money is. That's where the money is, when you're in that position where you can receive the information. Because for me, I'm getting the information, and it's just reiterating what I already know. It's refreshing to me to go back and give this information. And so I'm just giving you some things of the mindset of a successful business owner. You never get too used to what you have where it can't do you any good. And I always wanted to be in that position where I'm brand new mentally. I'm brand new and refreshed. I'm ready to go. Now, yes, I'm using wisdom on things that I'm used to doing, that I have a thorough understanding of, but there's nothing wrong with having a renewed and refreshed mind. Okay? So what's going to happen with that batch of 16? What you're going to find is 5 to 6 will quit, 5 to 6 will incubate, and 5 to 6 will work. Okay? You're going to have there about that number that's taking place. What this will do now is set you up. It should set you up to have yourself in the best position to hit the rank of diamond. Diamond is when your business is doing over $200,000 in group sales. What we have found here, again, no guarantees of income, but I can tell you right now, we have diamonds that are fully qualified each month. And you qualify yourself each month based on the volume that you put into each leg of business and counterbalance that you have there. What you find is your diamonds are going to be, 15,000 per month plus on average. Some could be lower, some could be a whole lot higher. But I'm giving you a point of reference. What we do is, again, lay out a plan, put some things in place, follow your structure, and help you go out and build a type of business that you're looking to grow. And that's what we do when we're working the 2020 plan. I did this within 6 months, at least 3 times, because I knew the type of structure that I wanted. Some people are going to take their time. If you do it in 6 months, remember, it's not about the speed, it's about the consistency and commitment, or you did it over the next 2 years, it's still a winner. What I want you all to understand here, whether you're being called a sapphire, ruby, emerald, diamond, or triple crown diamond, what is done in the first 6 months or the first 2 to 3 years, they still call you a diamond. It's the same thing. It's just a matter of when your turn and when it's your time. So I want you to get your mindset ready, but you don't worry about all of those things. Have a goal set. Work with your plug-in upline, of course. But the thing about it is, I want you to just get in the game and begin to do the structure that you need. So here's what we have, what to expect. Out of each set of 20, like I said, 6 to 8 would quit, 6 to 8 would incubate, and 6 to 8 will build it big. That's who you're looking for. You're looking for the ones that will build it big. And so that's what I wanted to show you from the 2020 plan standpoint. It is a system that I know for a fact because so many people have gone through that process. And you're going to find yourself where you have the 12 to 16 legs of business, developing legs of business. 12 to 16 developing legs of business. That's what you want. Let me give you some other things here, some other tips here. You should always have 6 to 8, if you're building it big. Now I'm talking to my big builders. You can hit diamond with 3 qualified legs of business, but your goal should always to have 6 to 8 working legs of business. 6 to 8 working legs of business. I'm talking to people who are looking to create a foundation of diamond. Okay, I'll give you some tips on this one. Okay, what I'm looking for in my diamond legs of business, and I'm giving you some future goals. Okay, give me some future goals. You look for those 6 to 8 legs of business, but out of the 12 to 16 legs of business that you may have that are actively working, you're going to find that 3 to 4 will become superstars. 3 to 4 will become your superstar. 3 to 4 will become your blue diamonds. 3 to 4 are going to become your diamonds. 3 to 4. 3 to 4 are going to become your Holton Buggses. 3 to 4 are going to become your Edwin Haynes. 3 to 4 are going to become some of the top leaders that you have in your company here. Peter Hirsch and Johnny Wimbrey and, you know, all of the different people that we have. Cesar Munoz, Jose Rivas and Luis Venturas and the Trey Harrises and Jackie Pippins and all of the ones that you have that are in our company. Manuel Bernstein, Super E, Estevan, you can go on and on. Those are the people that you're going to find. Okay? And you're looking for those people and they are out there. Your goal is, this is what I want you to do. It's not your job to make the decision for whether this business is for someone. It is only our job to do what we've been showing you how to do. Do the proper exposure. First of all, come with the right mindset. Have your game plan. Do the proper exposure. Once you do the proper exposure to the business, you've done your job by getting them to the information. It is their job to make a decision whether this is for them or not. You never know who's going to build a business. And as I always say, don't prejudge. Just do your job to invite and expose, and then let the chips fall, as they say, where they may. So we got another topic that's going to be coming up. And the next topic is going to be 10 and 2. 10 and 2. It's a plan that we have of setting up and duplicating the process that we have in our company with the 10 and 2 structure in our company. And I want you to get ready for that. That's coming up very soon. And again, I am super excited about these series. I hope this short series help you in your structure. And remember, as I said, don't chase the money, chase the structure. The structure will set you up to earn unlimited income potential in this company by following the leadership, having a game plan, staying plugged in and counseling with your plugged in upline. And that will help you go out there and grow an absolutely amazing business within our company of iBoomerang. So again, I'm going to wrap it up for there today. I want to thank our incredible executive team, Mr. Terrence Gray, for what he's done to put this information together. He and Mark Kipcart behind the scenes are working like crazy to make this happen. We appreciate you. We thank you for what you've done. Thank Mr. Holton Bugs for what he's done to even give us this whole concept of iBoomerang and the system that we have. And we're going to continue to duplicate the process. You guys go out there. Let's make it happen. Let's spread the word about the company all around the world and go out there and build it big. Again, I'm Edwin Haynes, your Global Master Ambassador here in Houston, Texas. And we'll see you guys